Marky Worthington Podcast all day.
All day.
Dream by night.
Don't buy me a drink. Just give me $10.
All day.
Go down to the strip club with your floppy disk and turn it into a hard drive.
Yeah, right. You'll get fucking thrown out by Big Tony.
We're here to name names and make people feel more ashamed for shit that they're not proud of.
Don't blow it. Keep it simple. Count your money.
No, whatever it is.
There we go. Welcome to episode 64. I've got Roland Bull here with the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Marky. Thanks for having me.
What an intro. Normally I do the clap off mic, but that one was just so spectacular we need to leave it on.
We did it well, didn't we? Clap in
actually
unison.
Quite well. Yeah, I don't know if we should be in comedy or in some form of boy band together.
Both.
Yeah. I don't know. I already look like one of the Nelson twins, so I think we have to go for something else.
Fair enough.
There's a reference to like some comedians that I met before I did comedy. Do you know who I mean?
No, I don't.
So there's these.
I was like, do I have to grow a beard? Are we going to be? What's happening?
Well, they do have beards. There's twins. They were on like Australia's Got Talent or something. They were wearing like Australia like style, like themed tracksuits, and they just got this really good image, so they sort of like took off. And I met them. I was actually judging a beard competition in like 2014.
Of course you were.
And they were the guest judges, and I met them through that. Actually, I've got an image of when I met them. I'll show you after the show. And for anyone watching the YouTube, I'll put it just here. It's going to be like the image is going to be right here between my hands of when I met them. And they basically look like me, just instead of ginger, they got brown beards. But yeah,
nice. Who won the competition?
So there was this guy. It was for the Oktoberfest at Epic Park when they ran like events back before I can remember. And there was this like tall kind of like Greek dude with like a big black beard and like a top knot, because that was cool in 2014.
Oh,
like,
it's still cool.
It is still cool, yeah. Like the onion haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the funniest thing is when I was going into the event, I didn't actually have like any pass or anything like that. So they pulled me up at the gate and I had to call the event organizer to come out and get me. And the guy that was there that eventually ended up winning the beard competition was also coming in at that point. And he seen me and thought that I was going to be competing in the competition. So he fully snobbed me.
Really? He was taking it very seriously.
And I've been to
like
a few
the Olympics.
I've been to a few beard competitions. You're looking at the 2020 Canberra's longest beard winner.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and there's longer beards, but they don't come out of the house very much.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so the longest beard that could turn up and be social.
Yeah. Okay. How long is your beard?
Like 15 inches. Yeah.
Oh, I need it in metric.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Sorry.
No. I got you.
Like that.
Fuck. If anyone's seen the clip of me trying to do math with Lady Blah Blah, you guys don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. It's like 12 inches is 30 centimeters. So
yeah.
You know, we're looking like, what, 40 centimeters?
Something
I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The math will be here for anybody.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so he sort of snobbed me, and I come in, and then they introduced me to the Nelson twins. They're out the back chilling, and we're having a conversation, and I tell them, like, this guy thinks, there's this guy out there, he thinks that I'm, like, competing, and he kind of, like, gave me the up down and, like, gave me the, like, the toddler and tiara sort of vibe. Yeah, the honey boo boo type shit. Yeah, he did that shit. Anyway, I was just like, fuck, all right, whatever. So we go out there, and the Nelson twins are just like, like looking at him, and they're like measuring the length, and they're like really like touching, like.
So you get to go up and have a feel.
Well, they don't have to, but like.
But you can.
You can. Like it's just. I guess they were just playing it up, just as a bit of a like they were over like animating their movements, right? To like try and they're exaggerating what they were doing.
Their assessment.
And then they're just and they're like looking at each other, and they're talking to each other. Like they're like a couple of like, they're comedians, so they're trying to like play it up.
Yeah.
And then I came out and I was just like, hey buddy, and he was just like, oh, and I was just like, yeah, I'm one of the judges, man. What's going on? And he was just like, oh, yeah, so do you like my beard? And I was just like, yeah, it's a cool beard, man. We'll see how we go. And we walk around the whole lot of them, and then I go over to him just like, yeah, look, he actually does have one of the best beards here.
Did you say, yeah, I like your beard, but I don't like your attitude?
If this was an attitude competition, you wouldn't be coming in.
You'd be failing.
You'd be lucky to get a blue ribbon.
Exactly.
What's red? Red's third, right?
Yeah, something.
No,
have
red's
that
second,
beard with
green's
a smile, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Even if I can't see it, I know that there's no smile under that beard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I met those guys. It was pretty fun. It was actually a really fun. Oh, and after that, the event organizer was just like, "Hey, you three need to go and jump." It was just after that Dreamworld thing where that dude got killed.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, you three, I want you to go outside and jump on this fucking thing that like swings like a pendulum, and you sit in this fucking chair and it just swings. I want to go out there and get some promo photos."
Oh.
So all three of us go out in there. I'm holding the GoPro while this fucking thing is just from like one side up, like it just swing like right up, and then just like you're in midair for a second, and then just straight down again. And I'm there with like all three of us have beards, right? And every time it was swinging up, it was covering our beards were like swinging up and covering our faces, and we're just flying through midair, and we're like, what the fuck is even going on? Like, we can't even see. It's bad enough when you can see what's happening.
Yeah.
Cameron Ribbons might know more about this because he's a carny, or a show person, as they say.
A show person.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he he does a lot of the rides and shit like that. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's how I met those guys. It's a pretty fun time.
Yeah, totally. It sounds exciting. It just sounds scandalous, though.
Yeah, it does.
I can't believe the guy was all like did he? That sort of shit.
Man, so there's this show called Whisker Wars. It's on YouTube, and it's about the world beard and mustache competitions, because there is such a thing.
Nice.
All those massive beards, like German dudes with like crazy designs and shit.
I've seen those.
That's where they go to compete every year as well.
Whisker Wars.
Yeah, Whisker Wars. It is literally toddlers and tiaras beard edition. They bitch about each other behind their backs.
Really?
Like, yeah, I say get into that. It's
That's a Netflix special. that I
yeah.
need to-
Well, it's only like a 2-season, 5-episode, 20-minute episode thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's this one really cool guy from Texas, Brian Nelson, I think.
Yeah.
And I've actually emailed him when I've organised competitions and shit like that. Because my biggest thing is I would always go to beard competitions and get fucking beaten by people that were like 60. You know what I mean? So I emailed and said, would there be any, like, because they were going to do the World Beard and Mustache competition in New Zealand.
Oh.
And I was like, I might actually go to that one. But the problem is I'll be competing against so many people. I emailed to see if they could introduce an under 30s category.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to try and cull some of the competition.
Yeah. And
Those old motherfuckers who have had, like, experience.
Yeah, beards for longer than I've been alive. I went to a beard comp one time, and this dude was actually one of my old man's friends when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that at first. And we did the comp. He had a bigger, greyer beard than mine. Mm. And he won. And I went over. I was just like, "Hey, man, like, good
win.
Good win. You
Good
know?
beard.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
win.
Good win." He's like, "I wouldn't be too disheartened, mate. I'm actually, you might not remember me, but like, I held you when you were a baby, and I still had this beard then." Aww. And I was just like, I'm like, I didn't pull it out, did I? And he was just like, he's like, nah, you know, like you didn't, you know, our babies grab stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, no, you're good. And I'm like, yeah, cool. He goes, oh, well, you can have the like one of the like little trophy things. I was just like, nah, it's all good, man. You keep it, like it's all good. And he's like, but like I'm getting a photo for the paper. I want you to be in the photo. So I still like the first and second. Got
Did
the
he
photo.
hold you like a baby
Oh,
for
I
the new
fucking
photo?
wish,
That
dude,
would have
yeah.
been so cute.
Do a recreation photo?
Exactly. What do you win? This is my question to you. Like, in order to, like...
It varies.
Really? Do you win,
Yeah.
like, $1 million?
No, it's so
$500,000.
it doesn't even. have the word million in it.
Okay.
So
Does it have zeros?
so like it's usually just the biggest thing. So I get sponsored by a beard company.
Cool.
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me is just going and representing the company that I get sponsored by.
Yeah.
So I just go for that mostly, but when I do win, it's usually like a bar voucher or like, you know, promotional stuff, you know, like I remember once I won a Ned Kelly beard competition.
Nice.
And it was, I think it was my first date with one of my exes. We were together for like 3 years.
Yeah.
It was my first date, and I took well, not my first, but like the first time we'd been out. You know what I mean? Like we'd sort of hung out.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, not quite. So like it was like we kind of got food and went back to mine to eat and that sort of stuff. Didn't sort of go out. And then the first time we went out was for this beard comp. And
Cool.
And I won, which was a good excuse to go back to spend the bar voucher. So we sort of went back because the win. I think they were showing a Ned Kelly theatre show at the Canberra Theatre. There was tickets for
Okay.
that and a bar tab.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a good excuse to have another date out.
Oh,
and,
lovely.
Yeah,
It facilitated 3 years of romance.
it did. It was it was a good time. But yeah.
Nice.
Fuck, here I am again. What is this? I invite someone to the podcast and talk about myself for an hour?
But it's a whole new world for me, Marky.
Yeah. I
think
got to
grew my first
reintroduce.
beard at like 35. So,
Yeah.
And as you can tell, it's gone.
Are you over 35?
38.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck,
We'll
so
see if I had a beard, that would be obvious.
Well, see, I just turned 29 and I look like we should swap ages.
Not sure about that. My beard's grey. That's why. Like, yeah, baby face.
When was the last time you tried to grow anything?
When I travel and I can't be fucked
Yeah.
shaving,
Yeah.
that's when it comes out. Except it's full
The
daddy.
privilege
I'm
of being
full
white.
daddy at the moment.
Privilege of being white, hey? You can just grow a beard when you want to travel.
Yeah,
Yeah, whereas,
exactly.
dude, I still get in. I got a bit about it, which I won't burn on the podcast because it's a fucking zinger. It's not, but it's still come out to shows. Fuck you guys, people sitting at home trying to get free material. No, but I still get pulled up at airports and like patted down and all that sort of shit. And I got a bit about it, but. It's just like, and that's a white guy with a beard. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine how much more shit people, like, cop that, like, you know, are under more scrutiny and all that sort of crap. Like, I've really... I like how I made this about myself, someone else's fucking, like, troubles and drama. Like, I'm like, yeah, as a white guy with a beard, I also face those issues.
Yeah, so I can only imagine what it's like for you.
So what sort of, you're saying full daddy, so what sort of, like, it's like salt and pepper, George
Salt and
Clooney?
pepper, yeah, exactly. My
Fuck yeah.
grandmother said to me one time, I started growing grey and I had like stubble. And she goes, "You've got grey in your beard. Have you got it anywhere else?" I was like, "Oh, that's fucked."
Your grandma's got a very fucking seductive voice. I don't know if it's just because you're doing it or...
It's just because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how I remember that particular anecdote.
Oh, it reminds me of an entire episode of Sex and the City about how Samantha got a grey pube.
Did she have one?
Yeah.
Have you watched the box set of Sex and the City? And I haven't.
I have, yeah.
Oh, she got a grey pube.
Yep. And
I
you
reckon
know,
I've probably got those too, to be honest.
do you know what the advice was?
What was it?
Don't pull it out, Samantha. If you pull one out, 5 more come to its funeral.
Wow. I really wish I'd seen that now. 'cause-
It's at the start of the episode. There's an entire rest that you'll be able to watch after that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's another 20 minutes
Yeah.
of sage wisdom
Yeah.
from Samantha.
So I only watched it as most people watch Sex and the City to try and get laid. So
Okay.
yeah. So I watched that with like one of my first girlfriends, just so that we could, you know, have a show to watch together.
You thought this will put her in the mood.
Yeah, this will put her in the mood.
There's only so many beard competitions you can win in front of like prospective lovers, isn't there?
Fucking
Look at you blushing there, Marky. Look
No.
at you.
I was just thinking about the plot twist when my girlfriend was actually the beard.
That's what I thought you were talking about initially. It was like, the most convincing beard. Here's a selection of gay men and their girlfriends. It would be amazing.
That's actually also one of my bits, which is a lot better than my fucking airport bit. Oh
Nice.
man, I think that's the real beard. Is my girlfriend is the true beard.
And she's longer
Yeah.
than 15 inches.
Yeah, she's definitely she's older than 15 too, which is a plus. But yeah, she's the true ginger beard. Yeah. But yeah, man, I got you on this show initially because we were looking at we got a gig coming up.
We do have a gig coming up.
At the time of recording this, we have a gig coming up. You'll get plugs in a separate video. I'll split this shit up like a motherfucker. But
Cool.
But it's also good to just get you on the show because I've seen you perform a few times, so we've never really had a lot of time before or after gigs to chat.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen you for the first time was Raw Comedy.
Yeah, probs in 2020.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
and you went up at the end and fucking killed it.
Cheers.
I think there was one person after you that was just a random walk up, and everyone was like, "Why did we even like?" There's no one can follow your set, dude. It was so fucking good.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
that
That's
was-
lovely of you.
No, it was really good. It's the first time. So like sometimes, like just like in beard competitions,
Yeah.
when it comes to Raw Comedy, I got up there and I went, I think I did pretty good. And then I'm like, I might be in with a chance. And then I'm watching. Okay, yeah, that one was okay. That was okay. You come up at the end, I'm just like, I'm fucking out. I'm out. There's no chance.
No.
But
Oh, it's an interesting comp though, isn't it? Raw comedy.
it is. Yeah, it's an interesting comp. It's an interesting introduction to the comedy scene for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's
And-
really diverse. You don't really know what to expect.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
some people's first time ever is at Raw.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that your first time ever?
No,
or?
that
Yeah.
wasn't my first time.
Yeah.
So I'd done it in Darwin before and in Alice Springs before. No, maybe. Yes. I think I'd only done Raw. Oh, no. I'd done Raw in Alice and then got into the Northern Territory final. So I went to Darwin to perform. So that's why both venues. But yeah. It's a lot of fun. And it was
Yeah.
good because I just moved to Canberra. So like that was a good way to meet people. and-
Yeah.
that sort
Well,
of shit.
your set had some fairly like Canberra heavy references in there too.
Yeah.
So like it was cool that you were able to like reference some local shit considering you hadn't been here for long.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more relatable when you can do shit like that.
Yeah, I tried to do that. Tried to do a bit for Canberra Day as well. Just about all the crazy landmarks they have here.
Yeah.
They're all hypersexualized.
Yeah, they are.
Belconnen Owl.
Yeah.
There's something called Optimus Prime pubes or Transformer pubes or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
There's, it's someone must be behind this.
Oh.
Whoever's funding this is just like a bit of a sicko, but I love it.
You know that you know that there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors in Canberra because there's a lot of people that have a lot of money to fund their extracurricular activities.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So anything that anyone ever wants to do, they don't have that limiter that's, oh wait, I don't have money to be a weird fucking like into weird shit, right?
Yeah.
Weird is a perception, by the way. It might actually be normal shit in Canberra.
Oh, yeah, perfectly reasonable shit in Canberra.
Yeah.
People have got to let their hair down somehow.
Somehow. So we got that. We got Raw. You recently you've done a few gigs around Canberra as well.
Yeah. In and among, I was doing a medical degree the last couple of years, but I took the year off this year for various reasons. But yeah, I tried to sort of get in there and do some comedy at the same time because it is a lot more fun than medicine.
Yeah. Well, so I've spoke about this on stage. My girlfriend's a nurse.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of people in the medical industry have a fucking awesome sense of humor, like because they kind of need to, right? Like,
Yeah, it can be very dark,
yeah.
except you do need to.
Well, to us, it's a sense of humor. For them, it's like a sense of life because they need to kind of just be so direct and stern with everything.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like not just my girlfriend, but like, you know, I like my mum is a nurse or she works in aged care. She's a like an EN. But she works in aged care and like I think that just in the time because she hadn't done that her whole life.
Yeah.
But it's helped with her sense of humor as well. Like I know that when I first started comedy, a lot of the jokes I would have might be like too dark or something. But like, you know, I think that in the last few years that Mum's been nursing, it's kind of like brought it out a little bit, you know? Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it's like comedy is making sense of your world.
yeah,
And so if your world is being on a ward and having people die in front of you and having disease and illness and then that broader kind of landscape of like health funding and politics and all that sort of bullshit, your jokes will be quite dark.
yeah.
Because it's
You're surrounded by it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the beauty of it, though, is that it helps you sort of unpack some of those things that you're facing. Like, that's how I got into comedy. I was in hospital, had a spinal injury.
Oh, really?
And it was like a really, really fucked up time. And
Do you want to talk more about that? What happened?
yeah. Oh, well, I had a pretty basic operation on my back, and the surgeon accidentally operated on the wrong part of my back. So it was like this botched sort of situation.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so I was living in Darwin and then moved back to Darwin, and I would wander around the place and my legs would go numb and I'd be like, oh, what's happened here?
Holy
and
shit.
then after a couple of months got another MRI and they were like, oh, they've operated on the wrong part of your spine.
Holy
So then it
fuck.
was like a couple of months of...
Did they try and cover that or anything? Or
Oh, they had to sort of pay for the next operation.
Yeah.
And that sort of jazz. But
Holy
then, yeah, that's when I started doing comedy because I was like back in hospital and then
Yeah.
kind of in, I suppose you might call it a rehab
yeah.
sort of thing. And then
Like
spent
physio
months-
and shit sort of
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
physio and shit. And yeah, and it was just like, I suppose my way of dealing with it was just making a whole bunch of jokes.
Yeah.
And then stealing some shit from the hospital and going on stage in Darwin when I got back and telling that story.
Fuck.
And it was quite dark. Like, do you ever look back at your old stuff? And
Yeah.
You go, either that was like not funny or that was a very different time in my life. And so the jokes are different and all
Yeah.
that sort of shit.
Holy shit. That's interesting. So that's what got you into it, I guess. Oh shit, did we just do the most cliche fucking question on the podcast? What got you into
What got you into comedy?
Yeah. Oh, welcome back to Breakfast Radio. You got Roland Bull here. What got you into comedy, man? How long you been doing it,
It was
for?
an accident.
Fuck, I actually did how long you been doing it for as well. Like, did we just have some shitty fucking fan-submitted questions?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it is definitely a thing to, like, I guess it comes to at a weird time. Like, I remember when I first started, I'd been wanting to do comedy for like 18 months. Never did it. I just wrote down everything I thought might be funny for 18 months.
Yeah.
And I built this fucking masterful 5-minute set. Went on stage and forgot the whole fucking thing for the first time, dude. And I ended up just ranting about something random. And I still got a couple laughs, but just like... And to be fair, it wasn't my worst set that I've done since.
Yeah.
But, like, it wasn't good. But it was something that, like, as shitty as it might have been, the minute I got off stage, I wanted to do it again.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've had those experiences recently
Yeah.
where you go, that was brutal, I can't wait to get back into it. Or
Yeah.
you'll go, I'm never doing that again. And then 5 minutes later, there'll be like an open mic sign up and you'll be like, okay, one more time.
You feel like that dude in Deal or No Deal that's got the 50 Cent case. You
Yeah.
just keep fucking one more. You remember back to when they offered you 75 grand and you thought you had the 200?
Yes. Just the regret.
Yeah, I fucking love that show, dude. Andrew O'Keefe is such a fucking tripper.
Isn't he in trouble again?
Yeah, he's a king, but he was done with I think drug possession or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But hey, you ever seen fucking Deal or No Deal? As if he wasn't taking a little fucking bump here or there
Well,
just to keep him
exactly.
going. Yeah.
Keep him powering through because they must film like episodes. Like it's not just one a day that they'd film like 5.
They'd smash it out, but also the energy that he used to bring to every episode. It's like, dude, let him do a little fucking wreck his life.
That must have been pharmaceutical grade energy.
Yeah, that was definitely some Kenergy. No, I don't know, Kenergy.
Energy. I like it.
I'm good at making up words, so I actually did I did this bit at Smith's, and I forgot the word for monogamy,
Oh yeah.
and I called it what did I call it? Mortonomy. I'm like, are you
I
in
would
a?
think
Are you
autonomy would be.
I'm like, are you in a more autonomous relationship? And for some reason, no one said anything, and I was just like, fuck. Hang on, no, it's not that. It's called something else. I had to get the audience to try and help me think of the word for when you only fuck one person. And it became funnier than the bit, me trying to work it out. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to clip that and just put that bit of my set in here too, because I'm not going to use that for anything else. Yeah. No, you're right though. Humans aren't like fucking naturally autonomous, or what's it called? Yeah, autonomous. They drive themselves. Okay. Self-driven polyamory. Metonymy. Fuck yeah, dude. Who's in a metonymous relationship? No, they just drive themselves around like the Queen. Imagine if the Queen actually said, no, I want to do it. Like, just imagine, not polyamory, like drove the car. Like, I'm going on the other side. You got to keep up this side. These guys were laughing before you. You want me to fucking look at you? You got to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, fair enough. But mortonomy is a great word.
Oh, I ended up saying on stage, mortonomy is another word I'm making now. It's where the relationship just runs itself.
Yeah.
It's mortonomous.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an autonomous car, but it's a relationship.
I had a guy telling me recently about being together apart.
Ugh.
Which I thought sounded great. But it was about how he and his long-term partner live in separate houses and they're together, but they're apart. I was like, maybe that's mortonomy. Do you know what I mean?
That's more divorcey. That's a trial divorce, not a trial fucking relationship.
More singly.
No, well, whatever. Who am I to judge other people's relationship? I still do it. I just don't have any credibility to judge, but I still will do it. But at the same time, dude, I think I've been tarnished by seeing way too many like polyamorous relationships and stuff that end up falling to shit. I'm sure there are some that might work. I'm just yet to come by one. Or come from one. I'm sorry.
Come in one.
Come in one. Come on one. Anyway, so don't mind if I do. Come from one. Anyway, so I mean, part of that bit that I was doing at Smith's was actually like the tail end of me talking about how like polyamory is essentially one person pretending the other one's not cheating. In my experience, I'm sure there's some that may work, but for the most part, that's what it is. It's like one person doesn't want to break up with someone before they find someone new, so they're like, let's be in an open polyamorous relationship or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
They find somebody that they want to be with, and then they're like, oh, I want to be exclusive with this person now, you know? Like, and then they just cut everybody else out, including their previous partner.
Yeah.
It's like I work in IT, so it's like what I call the like crossover implementation. You sort of run two technologies at the same time so that the users don't experience any sort of like degradation of service.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Is degradation even a word?
Degradation it is now.
Oh, there we go.
See, I always wanted to be on the periphery of a polyamorous situation because I think I only know one person in Canberra, but it seems to work for them.
Yeah.
And the way they describe it, I was like, I just want to be the little orbiting boyfriend that ducks in and out.
Yeah.
Because I find it difficult enough to look after myself, let alone a full-time partner. But if I could just be that, like I got really jealous of people, and I shouldn't have because it was awful for them, but people who are in like long-distance relationships and then the borders closed. Yeah. I was like, that sounds fucking perfect to me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sort of in the relationship, but it's the thing that I was telling you about. It's the together apart.
Together apart.
I think this really appealed.
I actually thought it was going to be long-distance relationship when you said together apart. Have you heard of the staycation, dude?
I'm doing one right now.
Yeah,
I just had a staycation the last 3 days.
Yeah, right.
So boring.
Yeah. Dude, I went down the coast a few weeks ago. I was fucking pissing down with rain the whole time. I wish I had a staycation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, it was good.
Or just went somewhere better.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm originally from down the coast, so...
Oh, where's down the coast?
Maria. Yeah.
Maria.
It's Near Bateman's Bay.
It's down the coast.
Yeah, it's all the coast. Hey, we were talking some movie trivia before this.
Yeah.
So
John Candy.
I'm a massive John Candy fan, and I've pretty much got most of his movies, right up to like the last movie he did, Wild
what was
West.
the last one he did? Wild West.
Yeah, it's like a Western movie, but he grew like a short little beard for it and everything.
Really?
Hey, I'll tell you an interesting fact. They finished filming that movie. They wrapped. It was all done.
Yeah.
He used to be a chef, so he cooked a feed for the whole cast and crew. And apparently he was notorious for putting on like food that was going to take hours to cook at like 12 o'clock at night and just be like, everyone has to stay up because I'm cooking, right? You know, well, he wouldn't be like, you know, gun to
Movie
their head,
stars.
but like, you know, everyone would just want to stay up because they just want to hang, you know, right? They just finished a movie, he'd put on a feed. Apparently he cooked up this massive feed for everybody on the show. They all ate. He called his manager, sold his football team, went upstairs and died in his sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, so the wife didn't want an autopsy because she was like, no, like if he's gone, he's gone, you know? So they just left it at that. But it was a crazy ending considering, I don't know if he knew that he wasn't well or whatever.
Yeah.
He's
Why selling the football team?
Yeah, well, his old
Here's the
man,
mystery.
his old man died around the same age of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And John Candy's a big guy, and they think it might have been heart related, but but like he just sold the team. Fucking, that was the end of that.
Shit.
But he rapped, you know, he didn't do a Bruce Lee and bitch out halfway through. Like he got the movie done at least before he
Yeah.
chose to.
I think that's what Bruce Lee's famous for,
Yeah.
isn't it? Is bitching out halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. Just
What was the film? Was it Dragon?
Yeah, it was like Enter the Dragon, Temple of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I just
something
pissed off a
under
whole
the
lot of
dragon.
Karate Kids.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House
Well,
of the
don't
Dragon.
tell them where you live.
That's called Chasing the Dragon. It's the
Chasing
real
the
reason he
Dragon.
died, you know?
Oh,
You're getting on
right.
the old hillbilly heroin,
Nice.
the opiate. He got on the
That's traditional.
exactly. Yeah, he's listening to like the music from Tokyo Drift while he gets fucked up. It's like a Chinese guy. I just said Japanese references. Everyone's just like, we expected more from you. 5'7" white guy that looks like Duck Dynasty. No one's here to hear about my cultural awakening, you know. Like,
That's a different podcast.
yeah, this isn't the fucking Mark Worthington fucking podcast.
Mark Worthington.
Yeah,
I like that.
shit, Marky Worthington Comedy
Mark
Podcast.
Worthington. Him.
Oh man, yeah. What's the other thing I was going to say? I've been named in a group chat that I was in, Mark Girthington, and I'm just
Really?
like, oh shit. Okay.
What's this group chat?
Yeah, I don't know. It was actually one. It was a bit of an awkward sort of thing because while I was single, I was seeing this girl. And then she started seeing one of my mates, and we were friends. So it went from like she used to rock up to events with me to like she used to rock up with him.
That sounds very polyamorous.
And I was just like, oh shit. I tell you what, I felt, if anything, I felt closer to my friend, like because now we're like,
you shared something. You
Yeah,
bonded.
we shared something.
Is
yeah.
that when you changed your name to Mark Girthington?
Well,
Was that
she
to-
changed my name
Oh,
in a
really?
group chat that we were with. All of like me, him, and some others were in.
Yeah.
She changed my name to that.
Nice.
I was like,
Just to keep the other fella on his toes.
just to keep him on his toes. I'm going for another 1-star review. Holy fuck! So one I got a 1-star review on iTunes for this podcast.
Did you? From who?
No reply, no comment, no nothing. Just 1 star. That's the end of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I might have been like a salty listener because you know, my brother.
It's probably that Greek guy who was in the beard competition.
Shit. Fuck.
Have you talked about him before?
No, so he'll probably be the one from this episode.
Who does the 1
Yeah,
star?
yeah.
He sounds like a bitch.
Yeah. He's it was pretty solid. I don't want to piss him off. Anyway, so no, actually, fuck it. I don't care. Come at me, Con. I don't fucking know. Con the fruiterer from that fucking.
On the beard, man.
Yeah. Con the fruiterer. But yeah, I used to actually have a Greek fruit. Like fruit and veggie salesman in when I grew up in the local shops. His name was Theo.
Nice.
And he was the fucking slickest Greek dude you ever met, dude. He would you walk in and be like, yeah, have banana for your little boy. He like put, and then at the end he'll just add it to the bill. You know?
So he was upselling to
Yeah,
children.
yeah. He would just
That's
be like,
fantastic.
It's like, you want some strawberries? He would fucking give me, you know.
Your child looks like he could do with 5 pounds of passion fruit.
Yeah, yeah. Your kid looks like he needs a fucking vitamin pill.
It's amazing. Good on him.
But yeah, so we're talking about John Candy.
Oh yeah, John Candy. Yeah.
And you're chatting about potential remake of the Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Yeah, so that'd be interesting. But someone said something about that movie that changed my perception for the entire movie.
What happened?
Imagine that his wife is in the trunk that he's carrying around the whole time.
Wow.
Becomes a murder fucking horror movie.
It does, doesn't it?
And also because of how happy and shit he is.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, that's like a psychopath, right? Like someone that can just like switch their mood from like, I just killed someone to like, hey buddy, where you going?
Let's make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would change it.
I haven't I haven't seen any of the words, like the word of the sequel, but I'd be interested, a remake or whatever, but I'd be interested. I'm a big fan. Do you know, I actually bought a movie because John Candy was in it.
Yeah.
He played, this is early in his career, he played as, it was a bikie movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they rob a beer truck. So it's like a truck filled with like cases of beer.
Yeah.
And he plays as the truck driver that they like pull him over and steal the truck off him.
Oh, nice.
But it's right towards the end of the movie. So I watched the entire movie like, where the fuck is John Candy? And then right at the end, it just smash cuts to this scene of just like towards the end of this fucking like, you know, young John Candy or middle-aged John Candy roaring down the fucking highway driving a beer truck, and then all these bikes just surround his truck and get him to pull over. I'm like, oh fuck, there he is, you know.
And would that then the VHS, like after his career blew up,
Yeah.
the VHS would have been like just John Candy, starring John Candy.
Yeah, yeah.
And no one else.
Nothing else.
I love those
well,
movies.
That's
when
the
there's
thing. He was on the cover,
Yeah.
but he played
he was in it for 15 seconds.
15 seconds. Yeah.
Oh. What's your favourite one, John Candy movie?
Uncle Buck for sure.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
See, I'm a Cool Runnings.
Yeah, I like Cool Runnings too. It's a front runner for me, but it's not. It's not. For me, it's probably Uncle Buck's number one. And I heard an interview with his daughter. Actually, I've tried really hard because John Candy's son Chris works in radio.
Yeah.
I've tried super hard to try and put together a case as to why I should have him as a dial-in guest for the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'd fucking love to have like either of those. But I heard an interview with his daughter, Jen Candy, and she was saying that out of all of the movies that he was in, his personality off-screen was closest to Uncle Buck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was a degenerate gambler, cigar smoker. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lovely way to remember the man.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah. But yeah, I think she has done podcasts before. Actually, I follow her on social. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed.
Oh fuck, maybe I've had a couple of overseas, people. Like I've emailed a few people overseas. I've only ever had one international guest, and that was Tim Jacobus. He did all of the artwork for Goosebumps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he...
Now, Goosebumps,
Yeah.
teen books, were they actually written by a computer? That was always the urban legend, that R.L. Stine was a computer program.
no.
And I don't think computers were that good back then.
So I actually go into this on the podcast. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Tim was saying that he used to do all the artwork by hand. It was not done on a computer. He used to actually... The original books were all done... He used to draw and paint and whatever, watercolor. He used to do all those artworks.
Yeah.
And they would then print them onto the cover of the books.
Cool.
And he said that he actually didn't meet R.L. Stine at the start. So maybe there's a conspiracy there.
Yeah.
But he said they actually didn't meet each other for 2 years. They just worked with each other through their managers.
Oh, wow.
And they actually met in person for the first time after 2 years of producing content together.
Wow. I want to know about R.L. Stein. I'm going to Google that when I get home.
I've messaged him and asked if he wanted to be on the podcast. I got a straight out no.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Very computer response, maybe.
Well, exactly. Was it like an out of office reply? No. Or...
For media releases, please contact blah blah blah. No, it was. Please contact Jenny from accounting. Jen Candy from.
Candy.
Full circle.
That's what she's doing now.
I will get her on the podcast to talk about someone else's career. So, what do you think of R.L. Stein?
Sorry, what?
But yeah, it was really cool to talk to him. The other thing that he brought up was at the very end, he spoke about how he did a lot of traveling when he was younger, and there was a lot of like stories that we probably could have went into had we didn't have like all this goosebump shit to talk about.
Yeah, well,
but
you've got to prioritize.
Yeah, well, I actually did have submissions for questions. I put it out there saying I'm going to have, and I got random emails from people like, because Goosebumps has a really big cult following.
Yeah.
So we ran through the top 10, there's this website, it's like 10 things you didn't know about Tim Jacobus. And we fact checked all of them with him, and only like a couple of them were true. So like it was really cool to like ask the actual dude, because there's so much shit on the internet about people.
Yeah.
And I just literally got to like fact check with the fucking dude himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. 10 things you didn't know about Tim Jacobus, because they're lies.
yeah. I could just like, my pod. And so like I had people email me like mostly from the States that wanted to ask like shit about like, the color scheme, or like they noticed I had all these creepy emails. Like I had one that was like, they noticed a pattern in all the artworks, and did they want to like, was this a known thing that was done throughout the entire... Yeah, there was people that were
What
like...
are you trying to convey?
Tessellating and correlating all this information. And
Don't you love that?
yeah, so, yeah, I've actually got all of the Goosebumps books. The original,
many are there?
62.
Cool.
So, yeah, I spoke about that. But, yeah, that was my only international guest, but I've tried to get a few others. I try random people. I tried to get... Do you remember that show Hardcore Porn? The porn shop in Detroit?
I didn't know that was a show. I just thought it was a genre.
Well, there's a lot less money involved, but it's actually a porn shop in Detroit.
Okay.
yeah. I tried to get one of the guests from that on there. One of the people from that show on, but it didn't have... Dude, I try fucking, like, the randomest... If I like a TV show, I'll be like... I wonder if I could get that dude on, like... And during COVID lockdowns, it was more achievable because people weren't out. They were sort of like, like I think one of the reasons I got Tim on was because, I got him between book signings and shit like that. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. And
Fun.
Also timing. It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon for him, and like 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning for me. So we just had to kind of queue it up. That's like the only window where it was like a normal time for both of us.
So you had to get up.
But he gets up at like 4 o'clock every morning just to like, so that, because he's an
That's
early
terrifying.
person.
I don't know.
So I knew we were on borrowed time, because I was just like, I don't want to keep this dude up. Like if he's been up since fucking 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really cool, man. Yet again, talking about my random shit. But yeah, all right, well, cheers heaps for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to this is coming out after our show, so if you came out to the basement and checked out the show of Roland and myself, thanks for coming out. If you're listening to this podcast like as it comes out. But yeah, appreciate you being on the show. And where can people find you for social media?
Social media on Instagram, I'm at Roly Foley.
Yeah.
Which is a very weird name. It's ROLIE_FOLIE. I don't know why I came up with it. No one can spell it. That's about it, really.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'll tag Roland in this one on the Instagram, so you can check me out. Marky Worthington Comedy on all social media platforms except for Twitter. It's just Marky Comedy because Worthington's too fucking long for their character limit. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and catch you on the next one.
Don't buy me a drink.
Just name names.
Yeah, right. Big Tony, you'll get fucking thrown out of the strip club with your floppy disk.
All day.
Make people feel shame for shit all day.
Don't blow
Turn it
it.
into a hard drive.
Yeah, right.
We're here
Keep it simple. Count your money.
that they're not proud of. Just give me $10.
All right.